Hi everyone, welcome back to the Unapologetic Me, where I choose to live unapologetically. I hope that everyone is having a great Saturday. Mine is actually starting off pretty chill. I'm in a really good headspace. I just saged my apartment, so I'm feeling really good, and I figured now would be a good time to do my reading for this week. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it. If you like the videos that you see me putting out right now, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. If there's anything you would like to see me do a little differently, I'm always open to suggestions. I also do conduct personal readings, so if that's something that you're interested in, just shoot me an email at theunapologeticme23@gmail.com. I can also be reached on Facebook under The Unapologetic Me. Just shoot me a quick DM there, and I'll get back to you. I think what I might start doing is offering one free reading a week. I think that would be really cool for the collective. So I'll do one free reading per week, and I'll do it based off of who pops up in the comments. So if you want a free reading, just drop a comment as well at the bottom of this video, and then I'll do that over, say, the next 24, maybe 48 hours after I post the video. And then from the group that comments within that time frame, I'll pick someone, and I'll leave a comment, and then just reach out and we can get your reading done. Now, let's go ahead and get started. I want to go ahead and just jump right in. So, dear Heavenly Divine, 3 in 1, the Father, the Mother, the Son, I come to you this morning. I come to my guardian angels, my ancestral spirits, especially my spirits of time. I rebuke and return any negative energies and entities with the intent to interfere or intercede in this reading. I am asking for guidance and advice for the collective during the dates of Sunday, May 10th to Saturday, May 17th. I'm looking for advice and guidance toward their highest good. All right, Heavenly Divine. Oh, I was just about to ask what the overview for the week will be, so guess we have that answer. All right. All right, spiritual team and Divine 3. I will do 2 more shuffles, and then I will set out 7 cards in no particular order, just to see what the overall energy for the next week or the upcoming week will be. Oh, I guess there's a little bit more advice over here. Okay. And a shuffle. All right, thank you. I'm going to break it into 3. And I'm here and get 2 from this one. 2 from this one. 1 from this one. All right, thank you, Spirit. Okay, so the Hermit in reverse over here. We'll keep an eye on that card to see how that fits into all this. All right, so the overview is saying King of Pentacles. It's a pretty good card to have for the week. Let's just see if it's going to be smooth sailing or if you're going to have to fight some demons to get there. Let's find out. So you have the Page of Pentacles reversed. The 4 of Swords reversed. The Fool reversed. Wow. Judgment reversed. 8 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. So I'm just going to ask a couple more questions, and then I'm going to cut the video just so I can really dive into these. I feel like I liked doing that last week. It provided a lot more information than I'm usually able to give just on the fly. The 2 books that I'm usually grabbing from, which I'll show real quickly. The first one being the Big Book of Tarot Meanings. I like getting keywords from this, and then I like looking at different aspects. When I do readings for the collective, I tend to grab from the higher guidance one. I try not to grab into specifics unless I'm getting an overwhelming amount of energy toward a specific aspect in the reading. Otherwise, I stick to higher guidance. But if you do want an individual reading, it could be for whichever aspect that you are asking for. Be advised, I do also allow jumper cards to come out, which is advice and things that the universe and the Divine Three spiritual team wish for you to know. Otherwise, if I don't provide them with that opportunity, jumper cards will show up all over the place and it will completely hijack your reading. So I give them that opportunity. Another book that I look into is the Modern Witchcraft Book of Tarot. Another really good source for taking a look at the keywords and also the inverse or the reversed meanings of each card. I really like how they break it down here and here as well. So before I jump to these two, I want to get a little bit more clarity on some of this. Okay, so between the Page of Pentacles and this Four of Swords reversed, I want to know what energy was involved. What energy was involved between those two? Okay. Okay. And then why is the Fool reversed? What is causing the Fool to come out reversed? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. See, this is one of those reasons why I use multiple decks when I do a reading, because sometimes the exact same card will come out. Sometimes it's exactly in the same position. Sometimes it's completely flipped. Oh, I was just about to ask about this Judgment. So Chariot reversed. And then finally, why did the Hermit jump out in reverse? What's messing with the Hermit's energy right now to cause them to come out in reverse? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. I'm also going to look into this Biblical Tarot. It's another reason why I want to, why I like cutting the video and really diving into it, because I use multiple different decks. So there's usually a lot of information that comes out in these. Okay. Heavenly Divine 3 in 1, Father, Mother, Son, Guardian Angels, Ancestral Spirits, Ancestors of Time. I come to you with the Biblical Tarot deck today in order to receive guidance in how the collective will be able to navigate the spread I see before me. Thank you, Spirit. Are there any other ways, any other advice for this collective in regards to the reading I see before me? Anything you want to tell me about the King of Pentacles? Thank you, Spirit. Anything about the Page of Pentacles upright? Anything about the Three Cups? Thank you. Anything you wish to share about this hard work that this person is going to have to put forward with the Eight of Pentacles? Anything about their rest for the Four of Swords reversed? Any final advice about that Chariot verse? Take your Spirit. Okay. So for the King of Pentacles up here, we have the Queen of Feathers, Abigail the Peacemaker. It says, may you be blessed for your good judgment and for keeping me from bloodshed this day and from avenging myself with my own hands. For the Three Cups, we have Strength. Daniel in the lion's den. So it could be that this person, whoever this is in the collective, I haven't looked into all of this yet, but at least from these two interacting, it's almost as if coming together with your support system, your friends, your family, will give you inner strength. That's what I'm seeing there. So that's what you'll need. That's what the Page of Pentacles is going to need in order to later come out upright over here. Chariot. Four chalices reverse. Jonah's anger. I'll tell you right now, I read Jonah's story in the Bible. Jonah was acting like a little petty punk. Like he's kind of trash in my book. But I am gonna go back and reread and see if there's any message that is applicable here. And then finally, the last piece of advice that came out was the moon, Jacob's dream at Bethel, reversed. All right. So I'm gonna pause it there. And then when I come back, I'll be able to have a bit more of a laid out roadmap of this week's reading. So give me a little bit of time. I'll be back. Okay. So now that I have all the cards laid out, and I took some notes, I have a couple pages full, which makes sense. There's about 16 cards here. I did take a nap and take my dog for a walk earlier, and I feel a lot more refreshed. I feel like my energy in the beginning of this video was pretty low, which ties in very nicely to this. So I'm just going to get started. The first card here is your King of Pentacles. Your keywords with this are security, material success, pragmatism, stability, strength, worldly power. Other keywords are abundant, solid leader, wise investor, security, prosperity, provider, and generous. So that's what we're dealing with for the overall week. That's the vibe. Whoever this person is or persons, there's someone essentially with that grind mindset. They're coming into the week ready to just fire on all pistons, guns blazing. Additionally, what came out right next to the King of Pentacles, I just asked a little bit more clarification on this, was the Queen of Feathers. It was intellectual insight and moral integrity, independence and courage, clear and effective communication, inner strength and resilience, and emotional detachment. Now, the Bible verse that is attached to the bottom of it says, "May you be blessed for your good judgment and for keeping me from bloodshed this day and from avenging myself with my own hands." So the wise counsel from the Queen is what they decided, what this king decided to listen to, and it just saved a lot of hardship and everything. So, yep, we have someone coming in, and it looks like they're going to get wise counsel, which I believe has to do with the rest of this. That's the wise counsel that they're looking for. Yeah. So after that, we ended up pulling the Page of Pentacles reversed. Now, the Page of Pentacles reversed, that energy that comes with that is a lack of goals or ambition, procrastination, wasted talent, immature, irresponsible, little to no follow through, poor planning, bad news. So this person is all over the place. Right now, it's a little too early in the reading to determine if this Page of Pentacles reverse is the King of Pentacles reverse, or if it's just someone under the King of Pentacles leadership. So when I saw this, and then the next card over is your Four of Swords reverse. It says it indicates that you need rest, but aren't giving yourself the time out you require. If you continue the way you're going, you could even make yourself sick. Unless you allow your mind, body, and spirit a chance to recover, the situation will grow worse. You may be in crisis or are drowning in anxiety. Additionally, you may be feeling restless and anxious to move away from these feelings. Now isn't the time to be making decisions. You're being guided to embrace a moment of pause and contemplation. So when I saw that the Page of Pentacles is all over the place and that they're deliberately rejecting taking a beat to like collect themselves and recover, I wanted to know more about it. So I asked the clarifying question to explain the connection between these two cards, and out came the Three of Cups, and when I did it, it was pointing towards the Page of Pentacles. So what I take from this, the Three of Cups is celebration, fulfillment, friendship, community, happiness, fun, having a good time with people you care about and admire. You could still think of this as the Cheers card. It can also indicate expressing love, inspiration, and creativity with a community of like-minded people. The common bond between you fills your cups and brings blessings to all. You're being guided to lean into your friendships as a source of support. Set aside an afternoon to celebrate the heck out of yourself. Cakes, movies, reading a book, whatever celebration means to you. Now, from the Three of Cups, leaning into the Page of Pentacles reverse, I'm seeing this as this person who's all over the place does need to take that beat of rest and recovery and use some of that time to spend time with your friends and your family, your support system. From there, that's where you'll get the strength to bounce back and continue on. But it's saying that you need to, at the very least, rest and recover. You can definitely do that with fellowship with friends and family, but it's saying that if you don't do that, you're pretty much about to be on the verge of like collapse or like exhaustion or burnout. So they're definitely they're holding up a caution light for you, your spiritual team. The strength keywords with that are inner strength and courage, composure under pressure, faith and spiritual fortitude, control fears and emotions, moral integrity. So I'm also seeing the faith and spiritual fortitude, something in fellowship with friends. I apologize if I sound unwell. The pollen count here is bananas in Illinois right now, so it's got all my sinuses and everything are just stuffy. So forgive me. I'm doing my best. I'm fighting for my life. But yeah, so it looks like rest, recovery. Part of that is fellowship. I think another part of that might be looking into your spiritual growth, especially if you had been working on your spiritual personal growth up until recently. You may have gotten overwhelmed with a bunch of things being thrown at you at once, a bunch of decisions you have to make. It's telling you to slow down, recenter, refocus here. That's what I'm getting for these four. Now you have the Fool reversed. Full reverse, you may feel restless and bored, eager to try something new, but now's probably not the right time to act. I think of this as the don't quit your day job card. That's not to say that what you want is wrong, but you need to consider the pros and cons carefully before you walk off that cliff. Step back and look carefully at your situation before proceeding. It's good to live in the moment, but make sure you're making informed choices. Ensure that you're not acting hastily or carelessly as you move forward. And it's saying that the reasoning behind this is your Page of Pentacles. And I think it's pointing to the fact of your Page of Pentacles here being in reverse, which is why you need that rest. Yeah. You need that rest so that your Page of Pentacles can come back out upright. Because once it comes out upright, which is what it needs to do, which is why it's telling you not to make that major decision yet, because you're not in the right position. Your energy is all messed up and it's scattered and it's not focused. So what it's needing you to become is to study, develop your resources. It's asking for curiosity, looking into your potential to serve. This is a can point to everyday details in your life and advise you to take care of them. This may refer to your work, possessions, or health. In some cases, this card may indicate naivete in financial or practical areas. You're learning how to live in the real world. It can also show you performing a service for someone. Whatever it is that you're manifesting, working toward, or wanting to learn more about, your guides are 100% behind you. Things may be tough or slow along the way. Keep your long-term vision in mind. The work you're doing now is important for your future self. Okay, so up to this point, you're being told to slow down, focus up before you make this major decision. Because if you make this major decision coming from a naive point of view, it may not turn out how you want it to at best, and at worst it could turn out disastrous. Because right now, right after that, you have the judgment in reverse, and it says you can't make a decision or won't make the changes necessary so you can move ahead. Perhaps you're confused about how to proceed, or you don't want to face up to the harm you've done, stuff you don't like about yourself, as well as the unsavory ones. In some cases, judgment reverse means you're too hard on yourself and others and need to become more tolerant. And then I asked what was the energy behind the judgment card reversed, and I got the chariot reversed, which usually points to a lack of balance. Let me see here. Interesting. Earlier I thought that I had wrote out chariot reverse. Turns out I skipped right over it. See? It's telling me to slow down too, or I'm going to miss something important. So I'm just going to do this in real time real quick. At least it's only one. It's not like all of these, otherwise we'd be here about an hour. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the book that I'm looking at right now is going to be the Modern Witchcraft Book of Tarot, Your Complete Guide to Understanding the Tarot. And I'm going to look at the reverse portion for the Chariot. Again, a lot of the terminology that I use and a lot of the phrases that I use for my readings, I will grab out of books that I've purchased. So they're not exactly like my words. I don't claim those words. They're already in the books. My spiritual team tells me which books to get. They tell me which decks to buy. All I do is spend the money to do it, shuffle the cards, and this is what lays out. My involvement in this is very minimal. Unless mid-reading I'm being told something that is important for me to say. Other than that, mostly comes from the books and the cards that I purchase. So, the Chariot reversed says, changes are happening so fast you feel out of control. It may seem like you're being pulled in two directions at once and the stress is intense. You fear you won't be able to control the multiple factors of a given situation. You're at a crossroads. Choose your direction carefully. The more you can tune into your own inner guidance, the more control you can exert outwardly. Most likely, the solution to the problem at hand is to take the middle road between conflicting issues. So there's that. Let's see here. Okay, let's see what happened here. I just wrote it out of order. The other book that I used was the Big Book of Tarot Meanings that I showed in the very beginning of this video. That portion said, you're letting small things get in the way and prevent you from reaching your goals. If you need help, it's okay to ask for it. Just don't stop moving forward. It's okay to admit when something isn't working and change course. Loosen your grip and go with the flow approach. Ask for help when you need it. And then I did mention Jonah being a punk earlier in the reading as well. 4 chalices reverse. So the keywords attached to that reversal is awakening to new possibilities, recognizing and appreciating blessings, renewed interest in opportunities, overcoming apathy and discontentment and acceptance. So the reversed for chalices is actually a little bit better than it's upright. It's upright is kind of very similar to your 4 of cups, where you're just apathetic, not really happy with any of the options that you have before you, nor are you even happy with the option that is being handed to you from the divine. Is what that card pretty much depicts. At least that's how I interpret it. So let's see. The Hermit reverse popped off by, actually no, that's what it was. It was the 8 of Pentacles next. So the 8 of Pentacles heralds success in an endeavor. You've honed your skills to a high level and you're totally focused on your purpose. Because you pursue your objective with sincerity, clarity, and determination, your efforts reap rewards. Your guides are asking you to put in time and effort into developing your skills. It can also mean making a change or learning something new or taking a new path. What are ways you can improve yourself? Trust that it's okay to invest in yourself. Okay, so just a real quick recap. It looks like it's asking you to rest and recover because you're scattered. You can do that with either friends or you can do that with spiritual fortification. But either way, that needs to be done because it needs your spirit. It needs your Page of Pentacles energy in the right position, because otherwise you're not able to make a decision. There's a decision that is in place that you can't seem to make, and it's involving 3 major arcanas here. You have Judgment, the Fool, and the Chariot. All 3 are in reverse. And they're going to stay in reverse until this guy is upright. And in order for this guy to be upright, you know what you have to do. So it says, get yourself together, focus up, put in that work. That's what the 8 of Pentacles is. The 8 of Pentacles is all about apprenticeship. As you can see, he has 6 of his pentacles already carved out. He's got 1 completed here, and he's so busy like focusing on completing the work of making all the pentacles. He hasn't had time to even put this up. That's how hard the grind is right now for this person. So focus up, get your energy right, put in that work. The Hermit reverse says that you're ignoring or rejecting the wisdom being offered to you. It's time or long past time for self-reflection. Reflect on your hopes and goals, your associations, your relationships, your career, and your purpose in life. Sometimes this card shows you don't want to be alone, but feel sad, frightened, or isolated. It's time to get clear on where you're going and what you're doing. There's a disconnect right now that's causing you to feel isolated from your path, which is no bueno. Much like the upright meaning of the Hermit, reversed meaning also asks you to consider doing a deep dive into the pool of reflection, reconnecting to yourself, your spirituality, to others. That's what you need right now. And then I asked what was behind the Hermit reverse, what's causing this Hermit to reverse after you're putting in all this work. Why are you in need of reflection? And it was because of the Knight of Swords reverse. It says the Knight of Swords reverse lacks intensity, drive, and confidence that the upright knight has. When he appears in a reading, he suggests a lackadaisical attitude, indecision, confusion, or withholding information. If he represents a person, he may be a young man who doesn't say what he really means, who lives in his mind instead of the real world, or is incapable of handling the task before him. You're being pulled in 100 directions, or you are feeling so unclear that there's no real focus in your life. Right now, listen to the inner voice. Find focus on the one thing and start there. After I pulled that, I did do an outcome card. I did the outcome card first, and it was the Moon reversed. The keywords with this was confusion and misunderstanding, fear and anxiety, hidden dangers, loss of direction, illusion, and deception. And after that, I did one final card, and I still might do one more after that, after I read this one. But I did one final card for my biblical tarot, just saying, like, okay, if this person does get the rest they need, if they focus up, put in that work, and able to make decisions that they need to make, what is going to be the final outcome? Now, I did get a Two of Chalices reversed. Two of Chalices reversed is strained or broken relationships, inequality in partnerships, misunderstandings, betrayal or disloyalty, emotional disconnection or conflict. Okay, so what that lets me know is once you do all of these things and get your head right, don't expect for things to be just smooth sailing overnight. It still wants you to hold steady to your long-term goals and your long-term plans, but in the very short term, there might be a little bit of conflict coming around the corner, depending on whatever decision you make after you get yourself right. But don't let the fact that this conflict showing up stop you from going into this restoration period and figuring out what it is that you need to do. Focus on what your path and your life purpose is. Yeah, focus on that. Your spiritual team is letting you know, like, hey, there's stuff coming up, but we got you. We got you. We just need you to focus first and figure out what it is that you want to do right now. You're too scattered. You're too scattered. And honestly, if you end up running into this conflict before you got yourself together, it may not go well. So I'm going to do a soul contract card deck, partially for myself, partially for the collective. Something says that I should be doing this while this is rolling. So we'll see if any of this resonates with me, or if not, it may be for someone who is watching right now. Again, this will be from May 10th to the 17th. I don't feel like my readings are timeless. I feel like they are for the dates in which I'm putting them out for. But if you do see this one in the algorithm and it's not within those dates, I would suggest checking out the most recent video, because you got pulled into my energy for some reason. So just, if there's an additional video after this, just, take a look and see if anything resonates with you. But again, it's usually for the window that I'm asking the guides for. So, all right, spiritual team, divine, 3 in 1, Father, Mother, Son, guardian angels, and ancestors of time. I come to you asking about this soul contract that pertains to this reading for the collective and potentially for myself. If it's something that we need to focus up on after we hit our restoration period, what is the main thing that we need to be focusing on? Thank you, Spirit. Inner flame. Ignite your inner flame and let it fuel your journey, guiding you to fulfill your soul's vision. Passion drives soul awakening. Okay. What is the second thing? See if we can get a little prioritization of our goals here. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Second thing, past life journey. Embark on the journey of your past lives and uncover the contracts and missions of your soul. Soul memory, past life exploration, destiny unveiling. So I would recommend journaling for sure, especially for this period, for introspection. And I'm being told for dreams. So if you keep a journal, at least try to keep a dream journal, like keep it by your nightstand, and anything that you can remember from any dreams that you have, no matter how insignificant an item is. It could be something like a turtle, it could be something like like a butterfly, anything from there, write it down when you wake up, because it's, from what I'm getting, it sounds like your spiritual team is trying to talk to you through your dreams at the very least, and through your subconscious thoughts as well. So journal up. All right, that's the final one. Thank you, Spirit. Break free. Break free from old frameworks and boundaries. Let your soul shine without restraint. Transcend limits. Soul expansion, inner strength. So this one is usually the card that's saying breaking free from like traditions and beliefs and habits and patterns that no longer serve you. So I think this is what you're meant to do in this restoration period. If you're, in addition to getting support from friends and family, sometimes some of the best ideas, and ideas specifically that I'm getting this as I'm saying it, but sometimes the best ideas and ideas that change the trajectory of your entire life come from conversations you've had with friends and family. So I recommend that. I recommend some introspection here. Figure out what it is that you're passionate about, that drives you for your soul's purpose, so that you can you can get this soul awakening. You need that over here in this period. Your past life, get a journal, especially a dream journal. I would even say that if you're spiritual in any way, shape, or form, you need to speak with your spiritual team and come up with a method that you would like to hear from them through. Everyone always asks to be sent a sign, but no one ever specifies how they wish to receive that sign. Like, how are you going to know that that's the sign that was sent to you unless you're asking specifically? That's just like going to another country and asking someone to tell you, like, give you a sign of like where to go, and they speak a different language and you have no idea what it is. You need to get a consensus with your spiritual team in which way you want to receive messages. Me personally, I like to utilize tarot because it connects my spiritual team with the highest version of myself, and it ends up allowing me to do a lot of introspective work. And then finally, break free. It's possible that some of the decisions that you're making over here that you're stuck because they don't fall into the cookie cutter expectations of today's society. And if that's what's holding you back, the fact that nobody else is doing it, then I'm going to need you to reevaluate how important it is that you want to do that thing. Because if you feel like if it's your life's purpose or your soul's purpose, it don't matter if nobody else is doing it. You might be the first person to do it. You might be that trendsetter. Don't let the fact that nobody else is doing it or nobody else is approving of this type of lifestyle stop you from making that decision if that's what you feel like you're being called to do. That said, yep, I'm putting this out this week. Probably put it out here shortly. If you again would like to get a reading, you can hit me up at the unapologeticme23@gmail.com. You can also hit me up in the comments. I will be checking for the next 24 to 48 hours after I post this video in the comments, and then just choose someone from the comments below on doing a free reading of their choice, whatever aspects they would like to do. And then I can also be reached on Facebook at The Unapologetic Me. All right. Till then, you guys stay unapologetically you, and I will see you next week. Bye.